know our world. There are at least 3 spaces that make up our world. They are simultaneous worlds. Let's talk about heavenly space first. This is also the space above the human world. A description of this upper bound. Similar to your dreams. But it's different from your dreams. Compare the exact description. It is very similar to a Chinese story called Yellow Sorghum Rice and a Dream. Yellow sorghum rice and a dream. Now used as a metaphor for prosperity and wealth is a dream. In fact, the scene narrated in the story with the real heavenly world. There are many similarities. For example, first, what you want, you do immediately. That is, do what you want, do whatever you want. The second is the concept of time. Decades spent in heaven. The rice of yellow millet in the world has not yet been cooked. The speed of time flow in the world above, it is faster than the flow of time on earth. This is with heaven and a day, the idea of a year on earth is the opposite. The third is the existence of the upper realm, that is, the immortals, nor is it infinite lifespan, there is also a beginning and an end. Time has passed 100 years on earth. In the world above is, tens of thousands of years have passed. This is the rate of time flowing in different worlds. The Earth year in astronomy is not a same concept. You don't necessarily see the sun in the sky, but everywhere is full of light, no wind, frost, rain and snow. There is also no concept of hot and cold. At the same time, there are no natural disasters in the human world. The immortals there did not have the fear of birth, old age, sickness and death. Many troubles of the human world, none of this upper realm exists in this upper world. The life of the immortals is similar to your dreams, they get what they think of right away. You can get there immediately wherever you want. What distinguishes upper life from your dreams is that there will be many fears in your dreams. Dark, bound, immobile, monster. These terrible things. There is nothing in the heavenly world. The world in heaven, continued. Life in the heavenly world will appear in the form of immortals. There are pavilions. How to operate and manage is not clear. Friends who know, please share it with me. Immortals also have metabolism. There is also a lifespan. As soon as the life expectancy arrives, very few may move up to a higher level. Most of them will reciprocate in heaven and this world. Some immortals will fall into the human world. Below is the story of a yellow sorghum rice and a dream. During the first year of the Tang dynasty, there was a Taoist priest named Senior Lu. He knows a lot of fairy arts. Once he went on a trip and passed through Handan City, break at a hostel on the way. And then came a young farmer. His name is Junior Lu. He was dressed in coarse cloth, on the way to farming. Just passing by the hostel, Junior Lu sat at the same table as Senior Lu. Then the two started talking. Chatting and talking, Junior Lu looked at his shabby clothes. With a long sigh, he said, "I am a dignified gentleman, but life is so embarrassing." Senior Lu said, "Your healthy is great, and your talking is so kind. How come you say that your life is embarrassing?" Junior Lu shook his head and said, "I'm just living in a sneaking life, how can talk about it is good or not?" Senior Lu said, "If this kind of life is not good, so what is good life should be?" Junior Lu replied, "Intellectuals live in this human world, should make meritorious achievements, service for the dynasty as an official, let his family prosper. Then we can call that's a good way. When I was a teenager, I studied hard, I thought I would be able to become an official when I grew up. Today I am an adult, but can only work in the farm every day. Isn't this kind of life embarrassing?" Having said that, Junior Lu wanted to close his eyes and take a nap for a while. At this time, the kitchen started to cook with sorghum rice. Lu Sr. took out a porcelain pillow and handed it to Junior Lu. He told Junior Lu, "If you sleep on this pillow, it will make your dreams come true." Junior Lu didn't quite believe it, but he took the pillow anyway. The pillow is made of celadone. He leaned his head sideways against the pillow. Junior Lu saw a hole in the pillow, light shines through holes of it. The light in small holes is getting brighter and brighter. He involuntarily followed the light, walking into the celadone pillow. then he found out, don't know when, he already backs home compound. Yellow sorghum rice and a dream, continue. A few months later, Junior Lou married a rich beauty lady. His family gradually became richer, his clothes and carriages became more and more luxurious. In the second year, he also passed the scholar exam. Then he be assigned to be an official for the dynasty. 3 years later, he was selected and sent to governing Shaanxi province. He planned and construction of water conservancy to prevent flooding, finding solution for traffic problems for the people. The local people appreciated him very much. Erect a stone monument to record his merits. Subsequently, he was transferred to the capital as an important official. At that time, there was an invasion from foreign enemies. The emperor appointed him a general to defense the enemy. Junior Lou commanded the army to fight and was victorious. At the same time, it also expanded the territory of the country by hundreds of miles. After army returned back to the capital, the imperial court held a grand award ceremony for Junior Lou. He was ranked to be Chancellor of the Exchequer and Imperial Attorney General. Junior Lou won the praise from all officials, but he was hated by the Prime Minister of the dynasty. The Prime Minister deliberately spread rumor to frame him. As a result, Junior Lou was demoted from his position. 3 years later, Junior Lou returned to the capital, assigned to be Prime Minister. He worked together with Emperor in the dynasty. Everyone called him a wise Prime Minister. Then, treacherous court official began to frame him again. They framed him for colluding with enemy countries. The imperial court ordered him to be put in prison. Junior Lou was very scared at this time. He thought, I used to have a few acres of rich farm at home, live free without worry. In order to achieve fame, now, he can't escape from jail. It's not as good as when I was in my hometown. Although wearing coarse cloth clothes, cultivating in the farm fields, it is also better than the precarious situation now, and life is better than death. Junior Lou wants to commit suicide. It was his wife who saved him, but all the relatives and friends implicated by him died in vain. He was also exiled to a deserted area. A few years later, the emperor discovered his wrongful conviction, recalled him back to the capital as an official. He was also canonized as the Duke of Yen. Several of his sons also passed the official selection exam as an official in the imperial court. His family grew stronger. Year by year, Junior Lou grew older. His body is also getting worse and worse. He repeatedly asked to resign and return to his hometown. The emperor kept him in the capital for help. At the age of 80, Junior Lou passed away. When Junior Lou stretched out and woke up again, he found himself still in that hostel. Senior Lou was still sitting beside him. Yellow sorghum rice in the hostel kitchen, it's not cooked yet. Junior Lou quickly got up and asked, was it all just a dream just now? Senior Lou nodded. The so-called glory of life, that's it. Junior Lou was sad for a while, spoke to Senior Lou, thank you, let me understand the truth of the gains and losses of our life. It made me understand the meaning of life and death. Now let's talk about the world. This is our human world now. It is a world built by the soul. There is nothing but matter in this world. There is also the soul of people who affect matter. It can also be called subjective consciousness. The Bible says our world, it is initialed from what God's soul. The limitation of science is that there are no inventions and discoveries yet for probe and verification, theories and apparatus of the heavenly world and the world of human consciousness. Most human beings are reincarnated on earth. Very few will ascend to the heavenly world after death. Part of it fell into the world below. It is said that there is a being beyond human beings, for example, lizard men, they can float in 3 spaces. It can also affect human consciousness. When they affect human consciousness, humans will turn a blind eye and hear nothing. Similar to opening your eyes and being blind. They can influence human perception. The meaning of life is that you have the possibility to ascend to a higher level. There is also the possibility of falling into a lower world. Based on ancient Indian religious theory, this mechanism of operation has long been revealed. It's just that not many people believe it now. Ancient India should have appeared human beings with great powers, record what they saw and heard. On Earth, continued. It's not just matter that makes up our human world and consciousness. Scientists now mainly study the material world. Since this three-dimensional world of mankind was created by God, so human beings are very sacred beings in the universe. Every individual is extraordinarily precious. Our soul or consciousness, it is a sacred body in itself. This is something that other beings, such as lizard men, do not have. One is a product of nature. It's like sun monkey is a natural spirit stone. And human beings come from the soul of God, that is, divine energy. This is one of the meanings of life. The world is full of aura and breath of life. Most people don't know this. Because there is this human world, you have the possibility to ascend. The heavenly world. It's not Reiki there, maybe it's the soul of God. Let's talk about the interconnected passages of the three worlds. Usually the beings of a higher layer, for example, immortals, they can reach the next lower level with their mind. It can only reach the next lower level. Not jump to next to lower level. That means immortals can't go to nether world. Immortals in heaven, they can reach the human world with their mind. It can also interfere with the human world. But they can't stay in the human world for too long. First of all, when they came down to earth. A moment of time in the human world, it is equivalent to spending days, or months, in heaven. Secondly, they came to earth, may interfere with the rules of human order. This will undermine their practice in heaven, break their spirits. Based on this, if there is no special permission and compensation for Reiki, the immortals of the upper realm usually do not descend. This is why, for thousands of years, humans rarely encounter immortals. Now let's talk. The way to go from Earth to heavenly space. There are several paths. One way are famous ancient temples, where the incense is strong. There is a passage to heaven. Over there, people can leap their souls directly to heaven or the world above. The experience of going to heaven, it is very good for human beings. Because the soul can touch the divine energy. And this will bring people more closely to God. The second is some friends who have cultivated magical powers. They can be on their own anytime, anywhere, open the way to heaven. This one. Maybe it's the power of some practitioners. Those who have spiritual or magical powers. With or without the help of the medium, go to the nether and take a look. The rule is that human consciousness or soul is not suitable for staying in the nether for too long. Stay too long, it will reduce the due time of life, unless specifically instructed or compensated. Now let's talk about the world below. It is called the nether. It's because I don't like other names. For example, it is called hell, which is not accurate. It was a dim, hazy, a world without any color. It's like a two-dimensional world. Before triggering, it can be a still picture. Once triggered, the beings of the nether, it will swarm in the direction of human consciousness. This is because the intense vitality of human consciousness attracts them strongly. The human world has red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Like rainbow. In our world, everything you see, even if it's a piece of dirt and a stone, all full of life. The nether has no color. The nether is extremely thin of Reiki. Everywhere is lifeless there. Beings of the nether, to go through an infinite amount of time. In order to accumulate a little Reiki. There are some spirits of beings. Falling from Earth into the space below, it is very difficult for these spirits to return to our world. About reincarnation. Reincarnation is actually a state of ups and downs. The spirit can be in the human world, nether or upper realm, reincarnation in one of these worlds. He who does many sins will sink, those who accumulate kindness more will float up. Now let's talk about the dimensions of the world. Feeling that the dimension of the upper realm is higher than that of the human realm, the upper realm seems to have no concept of time, look like they can spend a lot of time to enjoy their life. There are also no physical constraints. The physical laws of the three-dimensional world. It does not hold in the upper realm. Because it's a place where everything comes true. And the dimension of the human realm is higher than the lower realm. The world below sometimes exists in a two-dimensional video. It is very similar to the videos of a television set. Dimension is a description of the material world on Earth. The questions explored now go beyond the material world. It's another world. To say, the world above is more wonderful than the Earth, more freewheeling than the world. The world is far more interesting than the world below. It's also more colorful. The world below doesn't have much to tell. Psychic persons can be in the nether, find the soul of the relative you designated to find. As for why it can be from billions of souls, find that particular soul quickly and directly. There may be some mechanism. For example, as soon as some kind of token appears, you can answer directly. Angels of the world above. It may also be possible to find out directly from the upper realm, those who have fallen into our world and become human beings, souls of angels, instant recognition. The meaning of life. Many human beings feel that life has no meaning. They thought that man existed for only one lifetime. It's like plants and trees only exist for one autumn. The idea that human beings are soulless beings. That's not how the human world actually works. 1. The world is a unique place full of life. The human soul, in the meantime, bathe and soak in the breath of life in the human world. You have the possibility of evolving upwards. Your soul condenses more breath of life, you can go up and down again and again. Finally, enter the heavenly kingdom when full of spirit. 2. The flesh is only a vehicle that houses our soul. So we cannot indulge in the enjoyment of the flesh. But the enjoyment of the flesh, it is the reason and design of the flesh. 3. All relationships. Or human relationships, friends. It's all for the perpetuation of the flesh. While providing convenience, and not the other way around. 4. Suicide has no meaning. Your suicide, just with your heart, destroy your flesh in this life, there is no relief. Because of the reincarnation mechanism, will arrange you to enter another lower life. Let you walk the same pathway of life again, or enter the ghost path. If you enter another life, you will be arranged for a more painful life, not worth it. If you enter the ghost path, it would be extremely difficult to return to Earth. Because the nether realm is extremely devoid of life Reiki. And without accumulating enough Reiki, you cannot be reincarnated back to Earth. 5. Among humans, Shakyamuni in ancient India. Maybe the first one to feel the heaven and earth, the truth that everything works. Buddhism. More than just a religion, it should be seen as a revelation of the truth, and a kind of guidance to humanity. 6. In the kingdom of heaven. There seems to be no concept of friends and family. Now let's talk about the boundless universe. The Buddha said that one flower is one world. One leaf, one Bodhi. This is a very accurate description. Because some people will ask, where is the upper realm? And where is the nether? In fact, this upper and lower realm is hidden in our world. And our world is hidden in a leaf in the upper realm. Stones and leaves are general references, it doesn't mean it's a real leaf. Is there still a world above upper realm? Buddha said yes. Is there still a nether below the nether? Buddha said yes. Because you can't go, the ability is not up to it, readers who know. Can you enlighten me on this issue? While scientists are exploring the material world on Earth, where they don't pay attention, there are many more. I have to digress. From ancient times to the present, there are several of the greatest human beings or events to mention. The first is the Buddha in India. He revealed the upper realm, the human realm, the nether, and so on in different levels of the world, the truth of different beings, and the approximate trajectory of operation. Tells how human beings should improve themselves, and the consequences. Although it is a Buddhist words, some people think it's a fake. The second is lousy during the spring and autumn period of China. He pointed out that in the world, how human society should function is to conform to the way of natural, instead of conforming to humanity. His words. It is the closest human thought to the essence of the Old Testament. The third is Huining, the six ancestors of Chinese Zen Buddhism. He realized the interaction of the mind, that is, consciousness, with the real world. Consciousness is capable of influencing and even designating our world. As for the greatest legend on earth, that is the Old Testament. The Old Testament originated from God, by way of example, tell mankind about the origin of this world, rules, precepts, directions, it is to guide human society. An encyclopedia of operation, continuation, survival, maintenance. Very few humans can understand the Old Testament. Let's talk about the wideranginess of the three worlds. Broadranginess is about correspondence with the material world. In what cosmic range, humans can directly connect the upper and lower realms. At least on a terrestrial scale, it can be connected anytime, anywhere. Beyond the confines of the Earth, for example, between the Moon and the Earth. I don't know if there are any experimental cases, so there is no conclusion for the time being. More distant places, for example, Sirius, humans can also enter directly there? Upper and lower realm world. Unknown. One final addition. In the nether, existence is vague, it's like a foggy world. Lack of clarity about gender and ethnicity. There is neither the sun nor the moon, but there is a hazy light, the presence is presented in gray with different contrasts. In the upper realm it is very clear and clear, it seems like it's all sunny days, but there is no sun in the sky. The upper realm is able to recognize the presence of gender, but no other race can be seen. The upper realm and the lower realm may also be the world created by the mind. Didn't see racial distinctions, it doesn't mean that no one can see racial differences. This is a characteristic of that, up realm and down realm are created by mind. There is also direct communication and identification with deceased relatives. It is also a piece of evidence of the creation of the mind. But it can't be explained, psychics can call directly to specific souls, such evidence. Please note that this video is original.